My dear friends, first and foremost, we have to be positive. You know, the situation is, even though obviously coronavirus is a tragedy, but to put it into context, every single year, I don't know the exact numbers, but I think 1 million people die of a heart attack. 500,000 people die of cancer. There are so many worse, I shouldn't say so many, there are much worse illnesses. The reason coronavirus is affecting us is because it spreads quickly, it's contagious, and basically that's the story. The other things are much bigger disasters, but they're very slow and they're not contagious. And so the thing is that we have to put it into context. And the context of reality is that I asked a friend of mine, a psychiatrist, at the beginning, what's your advice? So he said, wash your hands, maintain social distance, and don't get infected by the mass hysteria. People have a tendency to copy people. So what's happening is that people are simply, one person buys toilet paper, so the next person buys toilet paper. There's no reason for people to stock up on toilet paper. There's more than enough toilet paper. But it's people sort of, and especially the media, you watch the same garbage again and again. How are you meant to feel? Someone once, there was a 24-hour marathon of positive speeches, and Michael Medved, a very popular radio show host, spoke. So he said, if you ask people, how's life? They say, good. How's your life? This was before the coronavirus. How's your life? Good. And probably even applies today. How's life in general? Terrible. How could the two be? Life is made up of people's individual lives because the media is telling you, showing you. It's like if you look at the world in context, it's never been better. And there are various blessings of the coronavirus. The Baal Shem Tov says if you can see the good in the bad turns to good. Suddenly the world's realizing actually instead of being competitive and spiteful, we're all one people. We all get affected equally. And this is really a preparation for Mashiach. Literally in a week, Mashiach will be here. The world will change. This whole thing will be like a little nightmare that we'll wake out of. And the most important thing you can do is 3 things. Number 1, dedicate your money to God. Everybody was so busy amassing money like that, it disappeared. But what about the money you gave? There's a great story that Queen Elizabeth once asked a very, very, very super wealthy Jew. His name was Moses Montefiore. How much are you worth? And he gave a number. She says, no, Moses, we know you're worth a lot more than that. He says, that's the amount I gave to charity. Because the amount you give is the amount that forever has value. We only have one reason why we have money, apart from the fact that you have to be able to support yourself and do mitzvahs well. It's to help others. And imagine if those trillions of dollars that were lost were given, everybody could have been taken out of poverty. Give your money away, at least think in that way, that I'm here as a non-profit. No individual is a for-profit organization. Nobody dies with their corporation. But we all take with us our non-profit status. That's what matters. And that's what's always going to matter. Give your life to God. As we say every day, you love God. Love Him with all your heart, all your resources. And most importantly, be happy. And happiness is not something, I was with a great mystic this past Shabbos. And, he's a very, very great intellectual person. And he took a little bit mashka, and he says, this is the time that you have to add in happiness. And he was bringing, he was much happier than I ever saw him. Why? Because there are times in life that happiness is something you have to create. And everybody can create it. I was listening to I'm going to highly recommend you Go to my blog, KabbalahWisdom.org, and see what he says. But to make a long story short, if you have negative thinking, whose problem is that? Does that come from the outside? No, it comes from the inside. So you can change your thinking. And this is the most important thing in the world. You are producing your own TV show. Whatever you're thinking about is your own thoughts. Well, you can change it. Activate your remote to positivity.